Hey guys, so today I'm gonna be sharing with you my journal. Even though a lot of people call it cringe, it doesn't matter because I feel like the things that I have wrote in here, I feel like I'm gonna share it with you guys because I feel like it's gonna help a bunch of people just like the way it helped me. So, I found that I have a huge ego. And so does many of you guys. A lot of people have huge egos. They get their ego in front of them no matter what. They think they're brilliant. They think that they're this or that, strong, amazing. And I know affirming those to yourself is extremely great, and you should do that. But sometimes you just have to let go because that ego is destroying you from your time and your opportunities. As they say, the best of the business people, they may not be the smartest of the people, but they are hard workers and they react fast. And if you want to become those two, you have to let go of your ego because time does matter. And you know why I'm saying this? Because one whole day, I was building this automation and I was constantly stuck with this apparently so much of a big problem to me, right? I was doing it over and over and over again because you know what I was saying? I could do it. I'm smart. It doesn't matter how hard it is. I'm gonna achieve it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna keep trying. And I love that mindset, you know? I love it. But I kept trying all day, one problem. And at the end of the day, I feel like I haven't achieved anything. And I was like, you know what? Let me ask the people and the community that I have and the resources that I have and ask them to help me with this. I asked them in a matter of 10 minutes. The problem solved, bro. The problem solved. And that really made me question how much of our ego stops us from actually achieving things and how fast we react. So crazy. That's what I'm saying, bro. No matter how smart you are, no matter how whatever brilliant or strong or amazing or whatever you affirm to be, which is great, let go of that sometimes because you asking help for others is gonna buy you some time. It's gonna give you the ability to react faster, especially within business and even school. You know, as a student, you rely on education and college. That's you technically asking for help to achieve whatever career you want to be in. Every great person has always asked for help, indirectly or directly. That is the structure of how our lives are. That's human, that we learn from each other. So you might as well use that to your best of the opportunity, right? So if you have an ego, let go, man. Let go. I promise you'll be even much better. You know what I mean? And the second lesson that I learned is momentum can be the key to build an unshakable discipline. I know it's so hard to do discipline. People tell you be disciplined and all of that. But you know what makes discipline much easier? Is the fact that once you are able to go through the hardships for the first few days, and just count those little wins, you know what I mean? Just them little wins each day that you're able to hold yourself accountable. And that will lead to momentum. You know this, I'm gonna use this analogy right here. You're pushing a car up the hill. You're pushing. It's very hard because the gravity is pulling you down, right? Until you go to the top, it becomes neutral, and from then on, you don't have to push. The car is just gonna roll down the hill. That's momentum. You have to go through the uphill, the hardships, all the pain until you hit a neutral spot to where you eliminated all the bad habits. And the momentum just keeps going. And that's what they don't tell you about discipline, because it is always gonna be hard for the first day, for the first week, for the first 2 weeks, or the first month, until you destroy those habits, which usually it could take up to 90 days. If you're able to stay consistent for that period amount of time, 90 days is not a lot, to be honest. If you consider how much you have lived, bro, 90 days is not that much. And if you invest that on yourself, trust me, the momentum is just gonna keep going and on and on and on. That's how you build unshakable discipline. You don't have to be like, I'm gonna be disciplined. Yes, discipline is very hard, but once you go through the period that you have to really like go from undisciplined to discipline and just stay on there, the rest is just gonna keep rolling, bro. So just be patient, you know what I mean? And that's a great perspective to have if you're trying to build discipline, you know what I mean? And another thing that I've learned, another lesson this week that I've learned is, no matter how much you try to change someone, it won't matter if they can't change themselves or hold themselves accountable. I know a few people, as who I am, I love holding people accountable, especially within my circle. I want them to hold me accountable just the way I want to hold them accountable. And sometimes people, they just don't want to change. They don't want to hold themselves accountable. Even though I feel like they want to change, they are dictated by their environments, the people that are surrounded by them. And that is so concerning. They desire to, like, they want to be proud of themselves. I know I could tell that. But like when it comes to doing the action, like they say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna become this. And when the time comes to doing the action, they just soar to their desires and their comforts. You keep on trying to help that person over and over and over again, but it just doesn't get anywhere because it's just the same process. You can't change a person whose environment dictates them. They may have only one good person maybe in their circle, but their environment is full of BS, unfortunately. And the best thing that you could do right there is just, avoid, of course, a circle. I wouldn't say leave that person alone, like just get out, but in my personal opinion, I wouldn't put as much energy or just waste my energy like that if somebody just disregarded all my opinions and how I try to hold them accountable every single day, and they keep doing the same thing all over again. They just don't want to be helped. So do not waste your energy, bro, in things and people that can't change. They don't know how to hold themselves accountable or take the action. Stop wasting your time with stuff like that. And I had to learn it the hard way, you know what I mean? I'm just a kind human being, and probably I'm gonna guess there are so many people who are such kind, with kind hearts, golden hearts, you know? But sometimes you have to let go, you know what I mean? So those are the 3 lessons that I have learned in this week so far. I just wanted to share this, and maybe it helped someone out there who are going through the same thing, or yeah. So I just want to inspire the world, you know. And I really hope this inspired you. Yeah, thank you. I hope you enjoyed. If you love this type of videos, let me know. And subscribe, like, share, you know, comment down below, you know what I mean? And I'll do more of these videos. I kind of enjoy this because journaling is very fun. And I feel like I'm being authentic, you know what I mean? So Peace out.